Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was an unmitigated success. It brought Sega straight up to Nintendo's level, leaving them neck and neck in the industry, and it spawned countless toys and media tie-ins aimed at kids. It would go on to sell over 6 million copies over the years, making it the highest-selling game on the Genesis after the original Sonic. So when all was said and done, Sega decided a sequel was in order. But just because the games had a seamless transition from one to the other doesn't mean Sonic 3's development didn't meet with some serious obstacles. Sega wanted to make Sonic a household name, and that meant sticking the Hedgehog anywhere they could get away with. Drunk on the praise of critics and fans alike, they decided to do exactly that. Development on Sonic 3 started almost immediately after Sonic 2 was done. While the summer of '93 saw Sega Sonic the Hedgehog hit arcades in Japan, in America, 2 different cartoons hit the airwaves. We had Sonic the Hedgehog and the very different Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Meanwhile, Sega of Japan was also finishing up their sequel to the original Sonic, Sonic CD. As these games were being released, Aspect was brought in to work on Sonic Chaos for 8-bit devices, and Compile had been chipping away at the newly licensed Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean machine. A tiny crack team was assembled from members of all these other ones to work on Sonic Drift, but that still left Sega Technical Institute. Early on, Yuji Naka made it clear that he was having difficulty working with American developers due to a difference in work culture and requested that he be allowed to utilize the Japanese half of STI in order to make the next Sonic game. Sega and STI agreed to Naka's request and let the Japanese half work with him, while he tasked the American team with creating Sonic Spinball for the Genesis. So right off the bat, 1993 was a complete mess of a year. 2 cartoons and 7 games were in development all at once, as opposed to only 2 the year before. At its inception, Naka wanted to make big leaps forward with Sonic 3, and he wanted to use Hitachi's custom-made SH1 chip to allow Sonic to run around in a top-down isometric environment. It was meant to help Sega compete against Nintendo's Super FX chip, which was used for 3D and vector graphics like in Star Fox, and for sprite stretching and scaling like in Yoshi's Island. While Sonic 3 eventually moved away from using the SH1 chip, the isometric view would later be used on handhelds with Sonic Labyrinth and on home consoles with Sonic 3D Blast. Early into the game's development, STI director and executive coordinator Roger Hector thought that Sonic 3 was pretty ambitious and might have to be split into 2 games. So while they sorted that out, the team got to work on new designs and concepts for the 3rd game. Like with Sonic 2, they thought that a new character could be introduced to keep things fresh, and that's how Knuckles the Echidna was born. Takashi Yuda, seen here in the Thanks section for Sonic 2 for Game Gear, had come up with a design for a character to befriend Sonic and Tails. Initially, the Echidna was colored green, but feedback from children, who approved of everything else about the design, suggested they weren't really into the color, prompting Sega to change him to red instead. At the same time, Sega was working on a merchandising deal with Nike, and as a sign of good faith, added a marking similar to the Nike swoosh to the Echidna's chest. Ultimately, the deal fell through, but the marking remained, and the character we now know as Knuckles was complete. With the cast of Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Robotnik complete, it was time for them to design the zones. And this time, Yuji Naka was gonna go big or go home. And the last thing he wanted to do was go home. Hell, most of the levels were based on vacation spots the team liked, including Angel Island, California being the inspiration for Angel Island Zone, the frequent traveling carnivals near San Francisco inspiring Carnival Night Zone, and a relaxation spot near the team's headquarters being the basis for Ice Cap Zone. Normally in one of our intros, I'd make some mention of the music in a game, but somebody already beat me to that. So let's talk about the other big development problem plaguing the team now: time. You see, this project was absolutely gigantic. The amount of new material added to this game was more than the previous 2 games had brought to the table put together. If you played as Sonic, you had access to not just 1 shield, but 3, each with their own abilities and providing him with different kinds of double jumps. You could also try your luck by pressing the jump button twice to use the Insta-Shield, a short burst of energy that could protect Sonic in a pinch. If you played as Tails, you could fly for the first time on a console. This was something introduced in Sonic Chaos, which was being developed by Aspect at the same time. You could also swim, which was similar to flying but with slightly different controls when you were underwater. If Sonic and Tails were together, Tails could actually carry Sonic through the air, a rare bit of cooperative play that was ultimately used as the only means of fighting Robotnik in Marble Garden Zone. This game featured sub-bosses for the first time at the end of each Act 1, and after the score was tallied up, the next act would begin right away by means of a seamless transition between the 2. Lastly, finding a middle ground between Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, this game featured special areas based on both giant rings and lampposts. The lampposts would take you to one of 3 different bonus stages, while the giant rings would take you to elaborate special stages where the Chaos Emeralds could be found. Like last time, once you have all 7 Chaos Emeralds, Sonic can transform into Super Sonic. But unlike last time, the player needs to actually activate it when in midair, instead of it happening automatically whenever you jump. Add in a 2-player mode with 5 mini-zones exclusive to the competition, and you have yourself a monolith of a game. And that doesn't even really address the size. The original concept for the game would have been a whopping 19 zones between 1 and 2-player modes, and then that would have had to have been on a 34 megabit cartridge using non-volatile random access memory, or NVRAM for the nerds out there. It just wasn't going to work. As the summer rolled on, it became painfully obvious to everyone involved that Sonic 3 was not going to be ready for a Holiday '93 release, and Naka pressed the team behind Sonic Spinball to finish their game in time for shopping season, ultimately resulting in a bit of a sloppy title that would be refined on 8-bit devices after Sonic 3's release. As 1994 got started, the team took stock of where the game's development stood. They had completed 7 of the intended 14 zones and realized that finishing this incredibly expensive game was going to take the better part of another year. So they left a few exposed variables and pointers for later use, bumped Flying Battery Zone out of the lineup, they cleared out most of the leftover data, and gave us a Sonic 3 with 6 zones, which was similar to the first game, and with 2 acts each, which was similar to the second. That was a lot. And I haven't even talked about the actual plot of the game yet, which I have to do now. Shit. Okay, so the end of Sonic 2 has Sonic squaring off against Dr. Robotnik and his giant mech aboard the Death Egg. In the end, Robotnik is defeated, Sonic unlocks the true potential of the Chaos Emeralds, and he and Tails ride off to safety as the Death Egg plummets from the sky, directly onto Floating Island, which is sent careening into the ocean from the sheer force of the impact. Sonic 3 takes place immediately after Sonic 2, with Sonic and Tails flying onto the island in the tornado. Sonic goes super to run off ahead until, boom! Knuckles delivers one serious haymaker and steals the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic, running off into the jungle. As it turns out, Robotnik met Knuckles after crash landing and insisted to him that he, not Sonic, was there to protect him from his nemesis. So now it's up to Sonic and Tails to not only defeat Dr. Robotnik, but hopefully bring Knuckles to his senses while they're at it. Weirdly enough, the European release was partly helped along with a song called Wonder Man by Right Said Fred, which I don't even get why this was a thing. I guess they just liked the game.
Attitude and power sneakers. Attitude and power sneakers. Be that good just ain't that easy. He's a Mr. Wonderman. He's a Mr. Wonderman. Wonderman. Wonderman.
Sonic 3 was released on Hedgehog's Day, February 2nd, 1994. 3 weeks later, it came out in Europe, and Japan would see a release in May. Rumor has it that STI had been working overtime trying to finish Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Limited Edition, also known as Sonic 3 Plus, which would have been the complete experience. But continued delays and the second half of the game not being quite ready meant that they had to just let Sonic 3 out the way it was. So let's see what they came up with.
He's blue, he's nude, and he's got an attitude.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding, he's not nude, he's wearing shoes.
And gloves.
That's a really good point. Welcome back to D-Pad.
Wait, is he winking?
Everyone have
oh my
an
God! Can we
attitude,
talk about
just
how
some people have good
how
attitudes.
he's winking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has
That's the
separate
kind of
eyelids
attitude
in there
he has.
somehow.
Yeah, he has an attitude.
But his
Yeah.
eyebrow squishes down to wink.
Why
That's
did that-
super weird.
Okay, well, I had start, but not soon enough, apparently. So here we go.
Right. Oh, do you
Here
want
we
to?
go.
Wait. Well, okay. I was gonna say.
Don't
yeah,
wait,
yeah,
go
choose
fast.
here.
New.
So we're gonna do a new one. We've got to clear like all the saves out of this, but I guess we can do that. Yeah.
I love this. I love
Little
it.
fart
You wanna
robot.
do the good one?
Kill Supersonic. Ah ha ha!
I missed this screen.
All right, and we're playing as who now?
I believe we're playing as Tails for this.
So Rick has this cockamamie scheme. So I'm gonna play as
It
Tails,
will,
I guess.
it will reveal itself in time.
We don't even get the- we don't even get the-
We'll
the
get
info.
I guess we get the real intro,
Intro.
on the other thing.
Yeah,
Wow, that's kind of
'cause
sad
this
that it
was-
doesn't do the intro.
That was your fucking idea.
Well, I'm just gonna fly through the whole game now.
We wanted to try to appreciate this game from
Yeah, and I don't even want to
all-
get the Chaos
from
Emeralds
all
now because
perspectives.
guess what Tails gets when he gets everything? Nothing. That's what children get. Nothing. I don't give a shit about Sonic's kids.
I do
Sonic
like
has
that you can do
kids.
that little thing there too.
All right,
All right.
you guys ready?
Let's see you fuck it
Do
up.
this.
Say that about
Yeah, I will
everyone
probably
now.
fuck it up because now you done gone made me
Just
nervous.
say that about everyone now.
Oh. Yeah, get
Remember
all the
when these
rings.
graphics
Don't
were
get the rings.
Fucking
They
mind blowing.
still look pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, they totally do.
Do you have to get the rings?
If you want to get it perfect and you get
Yeah.
like an extra life and a whole bunch of extra cool
But you gotta
shit.
continue if you
Yeah.
get it.
Does it
perfect.
continue?
You get a pat on the back and a Slurpee if you get all the rings.
Oh, is that
I
what
want
they're calling it these
Slurpee.
days? Gross.
Slurpees are good.
Wow, as an adult, this is a lot more nauseating than I remember.
You're right. It's like oh.
Oh, this is the hard part.
No, it's not. That's not. That's you don't even
I
have
mean,
to jump there.
John's playing, so I mean, Jeez.
Like this part's just
No, it
automatic.
is-
Turn every few squares.
No,
but that
you're-
one you got to zigzag
you are-
and pay attention.
I actually do totally
you're
agree.
gonna
Some
be
of those
fucked
zigzaggy
in the
bits
later
get
levels.
really bitchy about the timing when you do the turns as you move on.
They get really bitchy. They're like,
I mean, they do.
you need to turn here.
Like,
Veronica, leave me alone.
You're almost fucking there. Just 11 more. That's a weird number. Oh, it's one more of those zigzaggy things. Can you do it?
All
I
right,
don't know,
so
not at this fucking speed.
Oh, how'd it get so fast?
because it speeds up.
Ah,
as
you
go.
did
There you
it.
go. You did great.
Yay.
So you guys, are you guys ready for this Christmas the Get Blue Spheres Let's Play?
Oh, look, it's a green emerald.
Rickard, keep October spooky. Fuck Christmas.
That's how this game fucks.
There you
with
go.
there you go.
Yeah, fuck
There you
Christmas.
go.
The,
Until it's Christmas. Fuck
Fuck you
Christmas
with
till
a
it's
chaos
Christmas.
emerald and it's green.
'Cause I
And
love
then they present
Christmas
you
when
with a
it's
chaos
Christmas.
emerald and it's not green.
I love
That's true,
Christmas
yeah.
when it's
Why do they
Christmas.
just call them
You know what?
chaos
If
emeralds?
Christmas
Actually,
starts
no, emeralds
the
can
day
actually be
after
different colors.
Thanksgiving, fine.
Maybe
Look at
lots of
derpy
different
tails.
colors.
Maybe
But
all
not
these
till
colors
then.
are-
They're most
No,
of them. I
yeah,
think
I agree,
almost
I
all
agree.
of them.
agree.
Traditionally,
I want
they
my
are,
Thanksgiving.
They're most commonly
After that,
green,
you can do whatever you want with the whole fucking month.
but they
Yeah.
can be all sorts of different colors.
I agree. But now it's the
Flying
day
is
after
so lame in this
Halloween is
game.
Christmas, and Thanksgiving gets just
Alright,
some
here we
turkeys in the Christmas.
Well, he
It's
doesn't have
so
the
sad.
jet anklet.
Thanksgiving's
I know.
the best.
That would make it a little bit
Thanksgiving
cooler.
is really
Or the
great.
rhythm badge.
The
Thanksgiving.
rhythm badge is awesome.
America.
Which one's the rhythm badge?
We're having
gives him his, like,
multiple
twirly
conversations. Thanksgiving, they should turn Thanksgiving
Johnny
in
likes
America
one.
into
Get
a
the
contest
special- get a one up,
to
don't
how
be
many
slow.
dinners you can go to.
CJ wanted the one up. Here we go.
Yeah, man, you
That
can
seems
do
like
Bonus
an
points for desserts.
all
That
these
seems
ones.
like an
It's
American
Whoa.
thing to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Is what they call it.
They trap
I
that in the
usually go
box.
to 2 dinners and 1 dessert.
Oh,
That's
fun
pretty
fact!
good.
I don't know if we wound up
The
mentioning
best
this
I
in the
ever did was
intro.
3 dinners.
Guys,
Those-
can we stop having two conversations?
Oh, that's
No,
fair. No,
mine's
that's fair.
better.
Good, then Ben, keep talking. Rick, shut up.
Oh, all right.
Oh, but I finished mine.
Yeah, we just finished our conversation about Thanksgiving.
I actually felt really bad because I did the exact same thing when we had 6 people on for.
We're talking-
Meat Meat Machine, I think?
We do that every time we
Well,
have
no,
6 people.
but
Like,
there were
that's
6
been
of
our
us.
thing.
There were
Look
6 of
back
us
into
having
Zelda.
3 separate conversations, and Sarah was talking to me, and I literally just kind of stopped and like had the 1,000-yard stare, like dead-eyed, looking forward, like.
What?
I'm not talking
It's like
to
a
fucking
choose your own
anyone.
adventure of Let's Play channels.
Well, I was just kind of like, it all just hit me at once. It was like, everybody shut up. Everybody, like, it just kind of like, it all just.
This one actually is one of the trickier ones.
Nah, this one's fine.
This one's just mean because you have to kind of skip a piece if you want to actually
No,
get
the
a
pain in the
perfect
ass
on
ones are like where they give you the almost full squares already, and you just have to find the corner.
it.
and finish it
Yeah,
off.
those are dick.
Those are tough.
Yeah.
But I think that's only in the once you're getting the hyper emeralds.
I think
Can
so.
we do
Those got
Sonic
real
1 and
weird.
Knuckles?
or the super emeralds or whatever the fuck.
Well, that's
they're called.
Sonic 1 and Knuckles is Get Blue Spheres.
Are these
Yeah.
sphere
Yeah,
things
we'll just play that
timed in
for the
any
rest of
way?
our lives.
Oh, it would take too
Oh,
long.
what?
I was actually looking this up
Are these
when
timed
doing
in any
research
way?
for like intro
No.
stuff.
Okay.
No, it just gets faster. Eventually, it gets so fast that you just kind of can't maneuver well.
Is that based on time or how many
I think
things
it's
you got?
based on how
It's
many.
based on
you
no, it's based
get.
on time.
Is it?
Yep, you speed up gradually over time. But yeah, so apparently the way that Get Blue Spheres works, it's some like it's like a 48-bit or 32-bit or something integer. No, that can't be right. It's I don't know. It's probably like a 24-bit integer or something. But
Computer
the point is, that's how it like kind of
Where did I
randomly
put it?
it kind of randomly generates the level based on that as a seed.
Well, shit.
And there's 134 million
Are you going around in circles?
stages.
I am. Is there like a jump I need to make?
Nope, there shouldn't
You
be.
just need to take a different.
Well, stop
turn.
going in circles.
Yeah.
There you go. That way. Try that one.
The whole thing is a fucking circle. You
Oh,
fucking
wait a minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
assholes.
Turn
Turn
around.
right.
Those bumpers. You got to jump over the bumpers.
You sure?
Not these ones. Those ones.
Oh,
Oh, wait a
yeah.
minute. Hang on. Those
Maybe.
might
I'm
those
gonna
might be
get-
the wrong ones.
I'll be real careful.
No,
Yeah,
not
Those are wrong.
not
Those are
the
wrong.
ones.
Yeah.
Turn
They're
right.
but that is something you have to do.
You
though.
keep turning left there. See?
Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
You're totally right.
Oh, I think you wanted to leave these if you wanted all the rings. Well, I'd say go
Turn
back
around.
that way. There
How
was a
am I
hallway
missing
there.
so fucking many?
Because there was a hallway in that room
Yeah.
that we missed.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, no.
That one I just wasted a bunch of time and it got really fast.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is after a while you just start to get too quick and it becomes. Like,
But you're Sonic. No, wait, you're Tails. Never
Tails.
mind.
Tails
who
can
is
handle
just
the
as
speed.
fast as Sonic and can fly and therefore is objectively better
And-
than Sonic.
Right?
By
Yeah,
Except
like,
he's 8 and it shows.
Yeah, yeah. Except in the 3D games where he's a fucking like hyper genius too. Like,
Yeah. I always thought that Tails was
Yeah.
better. I never understood why people like Sonic. I was like, Tails is just fucking better.
I think the idea is he's
No, because if you watch the cartoons, you knew that Tails wasn't actually fast. It was just for the sake of the game.
Well, no, in the cartoons he keeps up with Sonic for the most part. Also,
In the
When he
adventure-
uses propeller tails, and I think that's only in the stupid one. He's not fast in
You mean the awesome one?
I don't know which ones you're referring to for both those because there were 3 cartoons all running at once and not all at once. I think
No, Underground came later.
Underground
I'm
came
awesome.
like 3 years later. Oh yeah, someone was asking if we were gonna do Sonic Underground for D-pad and show, and the answer is yes.
Have you done
Yes.
the Saturday morning one yet?
No,
that's after this one.
yeah, it's gonna come after.
That one I might actually watch with you guys because I don't give a shit about the adventures. I
At
give a
first-
shit about kids.
At first, I was thinking about like, all right, if we were doing like half as much as we were trying to release them, like, because when they got started, it was like the first week of Sonic, of Adventures of Sonic episodes happened Monday through Friday, and then that Saturday was the first Saturday morning cartoon, and just run them like that, like daily and Saturdays was like that's fucking no. Like that's there's no way that's gonna fly.
All right,
Alright,
let's see
let's try
how
this
this one
one.
goes.
This one I don't like because you have to jump over.
Yeah, I don't like it when it forces you to do jumps. I don't like it when it's difficult.
You don't say.
I don't like when I make the wrong turn and then keep going in circles until it gets too fast.
I thought I like tried other shit, but apparently I just kept going in
No,
circles.
I mean I guess I just let it happen.
Hey, Goach.
Oh,
It's
man.
an official Goach sighting on
This
the D-pad.
is so. I was
shit.
mentioning off mic earlier. This is one of my absolute favorite games of all time, and probably my favorite Sonic game. And I'm sick as fuck while we're playing this. Like,
Yeah,
it is
He
slightly.
doesn't- he's sick in the chest.
Yeah.
Like,
And in the brain.
I thought at first you meant watching this.
No. I'm actually ill and trying very hard not to snort directly into the microphone.
Yeah.
Not terribly successfully, unfortunately, but if you watched yesterday's, I think it was yesterday's, fucking.
Fuck.
Oh my God! What the hell did we just do? No Mercy. Then you will probably heard lots of snorting there, unless I
Oh,
was
yeah.
very good at editing all that out.
Which spoilers you weren't.
Might not. It might also not be yesterday's video, depending on how we
Yeah,
did our
we
intro.
don't
So
know what's
I don't know. It
going
might have been 2 days ago. Oh, that was the one you wanted to jump over.
Why? I won.
Yeah, but you
to
didn't
get a
all the
continue?
rings.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try and get continues on every single one.
All right.
Yeah.
What's up?
Is your funereal?
Oh, you weren't looking at me. You were looking at the thing.
I was
Never
making the
mind.
audio.
No, it's fine. Whatever.
No, he's throwing eyes at you.
I'm always
Girl.
Girl.
Ben Mooney Booney.
Pink emerald. Nice pink emerald.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds like a euphemism.
Hey girl, I want a pink emerald.
Oof.
Am I going up or down?
Down. I guess you could go up. I very rarely play as Tails, so I never think about just willingly
Yeah,
going
I
up.
feel like there's another. Oh, good. I want a shield. I feel like there's definitely another.
So
You don't get to do any of the shield attacks as Tails.
you don't. One thing that I found kind of hilarious actually is that so the bubble shield lets you breathe underwater.
Yep.
The flame shield.
Lets you breathe in fire.
Well, yeah, actually, kind of. The flame shield gets destroyed by water, and the lightning shield gets destroyed by water, but also kills any enemies on the screen when you touch the water. But for Sonic and Knuckles, like the Sonic and Knuckles half, you can still get all 3 shields, but there's no water in the entirety of Sonic and Knuckles.
Is that true?
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's in 5 out of 6, I think. Ice Cap Zone. No, Marble Garden Zone, I think, is the only one that has no water at all. Yeah.
No water in Sonic and Knuckles.
Because there's water here. Hydro City Zone is literally entirely water. Marble Garden, I don't think has any.
No, it doesn't.
Carnival Night, it does when Knuckles
Yep.
fucks around the
And
Switch.
Ice Cap does.
Ice Cap does. Launch Base does, too. But nothing afterwards. Mushroom
Well,
Hill
Mushroom
doesn't.
Hill,
Flying Battery
Battery.
doesn't. Sandopolis doesn't. Lava Reef
Lava
doesn't.
Reef
Hidden
doesn't.
Palace doesn't. Sky Sanctuary doesn't. Death Egg doesn't. So
Sky
all the water.
Sanctuary really should have had some water. That would have been cool.
That would have been pretty fucking neat. I like that the game kind of starts and ends with these two, like, the very first level is obviously, like, the coast of the entire floating island. And then the Sky Sanctuary, which is Knuckles' last level, we play as him, and it's, like, the last one before you go to the Death Egg as everybody else.
What are you doing?
Waiting for a 1-up.
Oh.
You don't want to get a shield while you're here?
I'll get a shield, but if I try and get one, I'm just gonna.
Well, now you will because you're so far down, but you could have...
Could have had something there.
What's rep do?
Rep gives you,
The springs.
yeah, more springs.
Okay. Rings.
You might not get a 1-up.
I know.
No one up.
Yikes. Oh. Well, now you're just gonna fucking.
Bye.
But yeah, Sky Sanctuary Zone is the other extreme where you're at the very tippity top of the island.
Well, you're in the air, kind of.
I mean, you're in the air above, like, not very above, but above the island. I think it's just kind of a neat little. They do a really good
Whoa,
job
what's
of
this
having you
thing?
like actually
Airship.
have your adventure feel like it's spanning this whole island. I think it's done really nicely.
Neatly, nicely,
Yeah.
nicely.
So the first game's all on South Island, right?
Yes, yep.
So they're all islands.
I guess, but you don't get a feeling of like
Hey, I'm an island.
really like going like this. This game also has the smooth transitions between levels, which is kind of nice too. Like you get a feeling of travel, and not like you've walked for about an hour and hey, here's this new set of stuff going on.
Oh, shit. Ow, my bridge. If only I could fly.
Kicking Robotnik in his motherfucking face. I was close to the melody. I almost got it. I definitely should know better by now.
I guess I played a lot of this game because I'm not afraid of the bosses at all.
Yeah, that's the thing is like,
Well, yeah, when you have a flame shield against the boss, whose
Yeah,
only
that's
deal
fair.
is shooting flames at you.
I guess,
oh my
I guess
God.
that's part of it, maybe.
Oh, this boss shoots bullets. It's a good thing I'm immune to bullets.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen,
Let's see it.
Yeah, because
Let's see how you fare against
yeah.
Knuckles.
all right, we're gonna find out next time.
you can fly, Tail.